Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotarsha Shri Srimad Divine Gita Bhai Charnar Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26, Chapter entitled Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Text 25 and 26. 25 I will recite and 26 we will all recite. सहस्रशिरसं साक्षात् यम् अनन्तं प्रचक्षते शङ्कर्षणाख्यं पुरुषं भूतेन्द्रियमनोमयम्. The threefold ahankara, the source of all the gross elements, the senses and the mind, is identical with them because it is their cause. It is known by the name of Shankarshana, who is directly Lord Ananta with 1,000 heads. Text 26. I will all recite. Kartatvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimodhatvam iti va syadaham krite kartrutvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimodhatvam iti va syadaham krite kartrutvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimodhatvam iti va syadaham krite kartritvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimodhatma iti va syadaham krite kartritvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimudhatvam iti va syadaham krite kartritvam karanatvam cha karyatvam cheti lakshanam Shantaghora vimudhatvam iti va syadaham krite Mataji. Kartatvam karanatvam cha Shantaghora vimudhatvam iti va syadaham. Word to word meaning. Kartritvam, being the doer. Karanatvam, being the instrument. Cha, and. Karyatvam, being the effect. Cha, also. Iti, does. Lakshanam, characteristics. Shanta, serene. Ghora, active. Vimuratvam, being dull. Iti, thus. Va, or. Syat, maybe. Ahankrite, of the false ego. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. This false ego is characterized as the doer, as an instrument, and as an effect. It is further characterized as serene, active, or dull according to how it is influenced by the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Purport. Ahankara or false ego is transformed into the demigods, the controlling directors of material affairs. As an instrument, the false ego is represented as different senses and sense organs. And as a result of the combination of demigods and the senses, material objects are produced. In the material world, we are producing so many things, and this is called advancement of civilization. But factually, advancement of civilization is a manifestation of the false ego. By false ego, all material things are produced as objects of enjoyment. One has to cease increasing artificial necessities in the form of material objects. One great Acharya Narottam Das Thakur has lamented that when one deviates from the pure consciousness of Vasudeva or Krishna consciousness, he becomes entangled in the material activities. The exact words he uses are Satsanga chhadi kainu asada vilas, asate vilas, te karane lagiya ye karma bandhapas. I have given up the pure state of consciousness because I wanted to enjoy in the temporary material manifestation. Therefore, I have been entangled in the network of actions and reactions. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakayo Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmaya Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sabitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Parishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachalini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatar Vishya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna is taking blessings from all the devotees in this holy land of New Vrindavan Dham, which I heard yesterday Srila Prabhupada described is non-different from Vrindavan. So, by all the blessings of Vaishnavas, I'll try to speak on this subject matter, a very transcendental, very secretive, sublime subject matter. And that too, the third canto, where Lord Kapila speaks a lot of technicalities of creation, and especially this chapter, how the creation has taken place, how different elements, they come into manifestation, they come into manifested state. We hear many a times that God is great. But Srila Prabhupada says, you read Bhagavatam, you will know how God is great, how much God is great. So when we know the details, how this creation has been created, it's amazing. In this chapter only, it's mentioned how, just to give you an example, it's so amazing and there are so many nuances about the creation. The first element which manifested in this material world is sound. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, by sound this material world started, and by sound this material world will end. So the sound is not material, it's coming from Krishna. So, but sound has created this material world and then we got entangled. But by the sound, which is spiritual, coming from Golok Vrindavan, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this sound will destroy material world. Does this mean the material world will get destroyed? For me, or for any one of you, or for any devotee who chants, for him or her, this material world is over and he'll go back to God. So much details. Like there was vacuum in one of the verses, and when you compress the vacuum, the sound is created. So, like sound has been created. So these are very technical subject matters. In this also, how false ego has come into existence has been mentioned. Everything in this world starts with false ego. Prabhupada has given so amazing, very apt meanings or translations to the words. Nobody has described bhakti as devotional service. Nobody has described ahankara as false ego. Generally, ahankara means ego. But Prabhupada said false ego, which is the real meaning of ahankara. And Prabhupada writes that how, because of this false ego, what is false ego? The first thing, the first element of the material creation, what is false ego? False ego is when I, Jivatma, a living entity, who is part and parcel of Krishna, Mamevamsha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. I am part and parcel of Krishna, but forgetting that, I connect with body, with this material body. I consider myself as the body instead of the soul, who is servant of, eternal servant of Shri Krishna. Jivara Swarupa hai Krishna Ranitya Das. We have a tendency, it's been created by the society we are living. Servant means very, very low class job. Everyone is working some way or the other, job or business or something. And we think servant, I don't want to become again servant. And so we come to ISKCON, thinking that now I'll not become servant. But here, what is the first thing you hear? That you are servant. And not only servant, you are eternal servant. That is true ego. So, first time when we come, we hear we are eternal servant. Oh, servant tag is not leaving me only. But he is a different kind of master. Krishna is a different kind of master, and that is why we would love to become servant of such a master. Like parents father or mother, they love to serve their child. You know. So we like to serve. The service attitude is there. But we are looking for a master who will give us love instead of our service. Because we are also giving loving service. So we also expect love. And Krishna is the only master in the creation. And the only master who can actually give us unlimited love. Nobody else can. Yes, Krishna's devotees can. Same thing, Krishna or his devotees, they can give us love. Not many of us have seen Prabhupada physically, but still we love him. Still we dance in Guru Puja. Still we chant because Prabhupada said to chant. Still we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Still we distribute Prabhupada's books. Taking so many hardships, we distribute. First thing we enter temple, you go to any ISKCON temple all around the world, first thing devotees are searching, where is Prabhupada? Deities are very prominent. So I was traveling long ago, almost 18 years ago, 17, 18 years ago. I was connected to ISKCON, so I traveled to another temple. That time I was working. I had my job, so I traveled to another city. And I was not feeling very comfortable. Very new to ISKCON. Chanting 60 rounds, but very new to ISKCON. So I thought, new devotees, new region, new temple, new deities. Everything very uncomfortable feeling. But when I came to temple hall and came in front of Prabhupada, there is where the connection started. Prabhupada is saying. So, if we want real happiness, then we have to transform the false ego to true ego. That is what all the scriptures they tell us, they teach us. Now what is ahankara? Ahankara or false ego, we discuss what is false ego. It is transformed into demigods. And it is false ego only because of which we are working. That is why kartritvam karanatvam cha. Whatever we are doing because of false ego. In the entire material creation, everyone is working, thinking that I am this body. Thinking that my husband is body, my wife is body, my kids are body, my parents are bodies, my enemies are bodies. So we all are working in this world considering ourselves as bodies. Skin disease. Based on the color of the skin, we differentiate. Why? Because of false ego. So till the time we have false ego, we will work for material nature. The working force, the force which forces us to work is false ego. And if false ego is gone, we will not work. There is nothing to achieve. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has no false ego. So Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita that I do not have any duty and I do not desire anything in this material world. So someone say, okay, for Krishna it's okay, what about devotee? Dukkheshu anudvidnaha mana, sukkheshu vigatas priya. He does not lament, he does not become sad. And he does not become excited when he is happy. When the source of happiness is there. For him, it's the material world. But then real thing starts. Then true ego comes. Then the devotee only works, and he works much more, with a lot more intensity than anyone else can do. And in the material world we see so many artificial necessities. Prabhupada is writing, it's a very apt verse. Coming to New Vrindavan, the first farm of ISKCON, and Prabhupada always, he promoted, he endorsed that we should have more and more farms. So now we have so many hundreds of farms all around the world. What for? Simple living, high thinking. And Prabhupada says that one has to cease increasing artificial necessities in the form of material objects. So material objects. And yesterday I came, I went on a tour. Some places we saw, and we can see how Prabhupada wanted this. Prabhupada says, grow the food what you eat, and eat what you grow. The life is simple. Do we need to go to market and purchase? And now we are used to it. So definitely we have to go to market and purchase. When we have to go to market and purchase, we need money to purchase what we want to eat. And if you want to give money, you should have money. How will you have money? You will have to earn hard. You will have to earn your money, you have to work hard. Where will you work? Again, work for material world. Working for material nature. Again, same false ego. So we'll work for material nature, we get money, we go and buy the things which may not be even required. Prabhupada said even you can make your own clothes. And cows are there, they'll give milk. You can make hundreds of sweets, offer it to Krishna and enjoy. And cow milk will nourish the finer cells, the finer tissues of the brain. So cow milk is there, grains are there, flowers are there, fruits are there, vegetables, everything Prabhupada wanted for ISKCON devotees to show to the world. But it's difficult. We are used to this model material nature. Anything new comes in market, we want it. Why? Because that ahankara is there. Anyone, you have seen, okay, most of the time we are using these things in the name of Krishna. In the name of Krishna consciousness. Yukta Vairagya. But only an individual knows whether it is Yukta Vairagya or it is attachment to that object. Now what happens when why Prabhupada is saying, leave this material, one has to cease increasing artificial necessities. Why Prabhupada is saying that? Because we'll get entangled otherwise. We are already entangled and it will further progress our entanglement in the material world. And it will become difficult to come out. Yagna arthat karmano anatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, whatever you perform for me. Whatever act you do, just do it for me as an act of sacrifice. So now people, they say that you people talk about, ISKCON devotees, you always talk about simple living and giving up all material things. But it's not easy. And it's true. I mean, it's not easy even for practicing devotees. I just heard that how devotees used to live in 1960s and 70s, there was no running water. What you call now old Vrindavan, there was no running water. Okay, big deal. Someone coming from India, no running water is okay, we are used to it. But in the weather, which freezes everything, our body and senses and even nervous system, in that weather, breaking the ice from the pond and bringing the water and taking bath early morning with that chilling cold water. It's difficult. Devotees who have performed such austerities, all glorious. There are devotees who are performing such austerities. And it will pay. But otherwise, it will become difficult. So people will say that, why shall I accept this process? So we have other things, we talk about chanting, we talk about festivals, beautiful deities, and most exciting part of bhakti for everyone is Mahaprasad. For us also, when we walk, we keep one foot and then lift another. So there is positive also. It's not that leaving material things is not positive, it's negative. No, it is positive. But then we show to the world what it is. We have to, Srila Prabhupada always tried to teach us, and we have to tell people, and we have to also practice that spiritual world will give unlimited happiness. You want all your senses to be completely gratified. That's not possible in this world. And that is how we understand. Traveling from different bodies and different lives, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, somehow with some fortune, we came in contact with Srila Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness. Any devotee who comes to ISKCON becomes a devotee, sincere devotee chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, following the principles. You ask him. He has tried outside before, either in this life or in previous lives. Otherwise he will not come here. Most of the people, we go to colleges and tell people, we go to corporates, we go to companies, we tell people that we have tried everything. That is why they have come here. Otherwise, why would they come? So this is a good thing. So apart from Srila Prabhupada and Krishna being the best preachers in ISKCON, there is one more preacher. Very big preacher. And the name of that preacher is Maya Devi. Maya is a preacher. She is punishing the souls, left, right, center. And that is why they come running to ISKCON. That's what we tried. We tried in material world, we got frustrated and we came. But not everyone is so fortunate. There are, so many people in this world who are trying different ways and they are getting frustrated like anything. But still they try. And devotees, they approach and they tell, chant Hare Krishna. One round and you see the difference in your life. But they don't. They are not fortunate. Because their connection with false ego is very strong. So gradually it has to, that connection has to get diluted. And then one will take Krishna consciousness. So for devotees, now, there are three different categories of living entities. One, complete devotees. They have reached there, even though they may be staying in this material world, but they have reached spiritual world. Their consciousness is now completely merged with consciousness of Krishna. They have become completely Krishna conscious. There is another category of people who have nothing to do with Krishna. Apparently, they think that. And they are completely absorbed in material world. There are people, we have tried to give them prasad, they don't take prasad. We tell them, chant Hare Krishna, they'll say, no, I will not chant. Okay, just say Hare Krishna. No, I will not say. What will you not say? You try to trick them. What will you not say? No, whatever you said, I will not say. They are so adamant because their connection with false ego is so strong. He was a devotee, Gadadhar Das. Not Gadadhar Pandit from Panchatattva, Gadadhar Das. And he goes to Kazi. What time? 2 a.m. Some austere devotees, they wake up at 1 a.m. Take shower and all that, start chanting from 2 a.m. So Gadadhar Das goes to the house of Kazi at 2 a.m. and he roars, Kazi, come out, and chant Hari Hari. And all security guard. Kazi also was a good friend of Gadadhar, but he came out and he said, Oh Gadadhar, why are you disturbing my sleep? Let me peacefully sleep. No. Why are you sleeping on the lap of Maya? Just chant Hari Hari. Okay, I'll chant tomorrow. Go now. No, you chant now Hari Hari. Gadadhar, I will chant Hari Hari, but tomorrow. Now you go, let me sleep. And Gadadhar became happy dancing. And security guards are amazed to see he's dancing. And Kazi is thinking, what happened now? Why are you dancing? He said, you just chant Hari Hari. You just chanted Hari Hari and continue that. And he chants Hari Hari and leaves the place. That kind of conviction Prabhupada had when Prabhupada was preaching. So now we have to use so many different ways. And Prabhupada says, tax your brains. He used this word, tax your brains. Now you all tax your brains and expand this mission. What is expanding the mission means? To preach different ways. And devotees are coming up with so many ideas. Very good. Only we should be little careful that coming up with so many ideas in the innovative ideas which we are coming out, we should not distract ourselves from the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Just to make people happy materially, whether we are making people spiritually happy. Sometimes devotees come up with ideas which make people materially happy, give some emotional happiness. But Prabhupada is here to give spiritual happiness. Not everyone will become devotee, that's true. Because they don't have that sufficient quantity of sukriti. Karma unmukhi sukriti, jnana unmukhi sukriti, and bhakti unmukhi sukriti. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, until unless that jiva, that living entity has bhakti unmukhi sukriti, he will not become a devotee. So sometimes we go to preach, and we preach hard, but that fellow doesn't accept. So we should not waste time to go to other. You understand whether he'll become devotee because there are so many people. Here maybe the population is less and the land is vast. You come to India. One devotee from Australia came. He said, in Australia, I go out for book distribution. After 5 minutes, I see some living person coming. And India, in just blink, it's like 5,000 people. I can see you at 1,500 people. And you go to cities like Bombay and Delhi and Bangalore. And then you enter the local train. You will only realize that this world is filled with human beings. So we have to preach. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says they will not become devotees. So what to do? Because they don't have sukriti. So then he also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, that it is a duty of a Vaishnava to create sukriti for these people who do not have. And how will we do that? So Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, by organizing Rath Yatras, by organizing Prasadam distribution, Harinam Sankirtan. So with Harinam Sankirtan, Prasadam distribution, Rath Yatra, people who do not have that Bhakti Urmukhi Sukriti, they will become Sukritivan, they will become pious, they will honor some Prasadam, they will hear the Kirtan, they will see the Jagannath cart, even they see the flag and the Neela Chakra on the Jagannath cart, they will become pious. And this piety will help them to become devotee maybe in this life, maybe next life. We have accumulated so much piety. That's why we are sitting here chanting Hare Krishna mantra, greeting the deities, attending Srimad Bhagavatam class because we have that piety. So first category, pure devotees. Second category, no devotees. Let us discuss about the third category, which is more important. See, Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita for people who want to become devotees. A pure devotee also reads Bhagavad Gita, he relishes in a different way. No, who is a non-devotee, he has nothing to do with Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita mainly, or all the scriptures, is for us who have started our journey, who have started the journey from non-devotee, wanting to become a pure devotee. So we are in transition. And transition phase, like Rupa Goswami says, 9 stages of bhakti. Ado, Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Anartha, Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So transition is sometimes may become boring. Like a long haul flight going from US to India, if you take a flight, 14, 15, 16 hours. What you see outside is only sky. And after 1 hour of chanting, you see again sky. After another hour of chanting, you see sky. Then you read some Bhagavatam for 2 hours, what you see is sky. Then you sleep, also take a nap for an hour, again you see a sky. So it's sometimes boring. And we don't even realize that how speed is almost 500 or 600 miles per hour. We don't realize that. So that is how the life of a devotee is. At the takeoff, it's easy to understand that we are moving fast. The flight is on the aircraft is on runway. It's moving very fast. But when it's in the sky, so sometimes when we are in the Anartha Nivritti stage, Bhajana Kriya stage, sometimes it's become boring. It feels like there is no rasa. And we tend to slow down the process. It's very dangerous. So, now what to do? How this applies? Because now apparently we have left material nature and we want to acquire spiritual nature, and we are in between. It may take one lifetime, it may take few lifetimes. Srila Prabhupada inspired all the devotees, like Dhruv Maharaj, you should attend Krishna in 6 months. I don't know how many can do that. So for us, it's always tug of war. For practicing devotees, it's always tug of war. What shall I do? Shall I do this or shall I do that? Shall I go left or shall I go right? So that is why these scriptures are for us very important. The transition phase for the sadhakas who are into transition phase, these scriptures are very important. Because this will help us to understand whether are we progressing or not, whether are we moving in the right direction or not. Imagine Prabhupada traveling, we can only imagine, or maybe we cannot imagine also Prabhupada traveling in the ship, 37 days. Maybe at few spots it was going to the ports, but otherwise just water everywhere. So what do devotees need? Patience. So 3 things, Utsaha, Nishchaya and Dharya. Initially when we come to ISKCON, most of us, what it happens? A lot of enthusiasm is there. When we chanted first round, remember when we chanted first round, then we go to 2 rounds per day, then we go to 4 rounds per day, 6 rounds, 10 rounds. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm. We want to come to temple. Then we feel when we come in the initial stages of a Krishna consciousness, when we come to deities, to temple, we feel like, oh, I have entered Vaikuntha. No doubt, Prabhupada said, all my temples are Vaikuntha. But then gradually what happens? That enthusiasm goes down. It becomes stagnant and eventually it goes down. And nobody talks about it. So that is why Srila Prabhupada, time and again, he is talking. Whether you read Bhagavad Gita, you read any other small book, you read NOD, you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you read Bhagavatam, you read 1st canto, 10th canto, 9th canto, 8th canto, whichever part of Prabhupada's books you read, he is trying to always enthuse us more and more. Then we realize, oh, now see what Narottam Das Thakur says, I have given up the pure state of consciousness because I wanted to enjoy in this temporary material manifestation. Therefore, I have been entangled in the network of actions and reactions. So when we read this, oh my Lord, what has happened? I came here to become a pure devotee, to go beyond these actions and reactions, but I think, wait a minute, I think I'm getting stuck again. So there is a danger. So these books, they revive our enthusiasm. Then determination. Same, books will give lot and lot of determination to go. Arjuna asked, my dear Krishna, is there anyone? You are telling me to perform bhakti? Go to your spiritual world, go to your planet. Krishna says, yes, before also people have gone. So enthusiasm and determination, utsaha, nischay, and dhairyat. We need patience. That also comes by reading Prabhupada books. Sometimes lot of patience. You just chant, you're reading, you're serving, you're doing everything, but you feel there is no progress. A lot of patience is required. For a transcendentalist, for a practicing transcendentalist, a lot of patience is required. So, Prabhupada, how much patient he was. Prabhupada came to America, nothing. And then he talks to that person on the station, the train man, ticket checker maybe, Mr. Reuben. He's talking to him. And he says, there are thousands of temples and lakhs of devotees, only time is separating. So we can see Prabhupada is having so much patience, but his enthusiasm and determination is not reducing. It's very important. There's a difference between patience and laziness. Laziness is mode of ignorance, and patience is mode of goodness. So sometimes we think, we become lazy and we think, oh, I'm patient. Patience is required. So are we working hard? Prabhupada was working hard. Prabhupada was working hard continuously till the end of his manifested Leela, he worked hard. Till the end, he's just translating, devotees are holding microphone, he is translating. I don't know how they transcribed it because his voice is so feeble. It's very difficult to understand, but devotees have transcribed these books, especially towards the last time. So it's very important to understand. So material nature, 3 categories: pure devotees, no false ego, only true ego. Non-devotees, only false ego. And we are in between. That's the most troublesome part. But if we always target Krishna and Prabhupada and pure devotional service, then we can easily walk on this rope. I'll just give one example and then we'll stop. There was a king, and this king had a friend, but this friend was like a kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac, who has the habits of stealing. So this fellow will not, budge from stealing. So he was caught red-handed. So this army brought him to the court. And the king, he saw, he's my friend. As a friend, I don't want to punish him, but as a king, I cannot leave him. It will set a wrong example. So then king thought, what should be done? So king said, okay, we will give you one last opportunity. If you fail, then no more punishments for you. What? If you fail, no more punishments? Yes. If you pass, no more punishments. If you fail, no more punishments. What is that? The rope was tied from one building to another building, and you have to walk. If you fail, you die, so no more punishments. Finish, everything is finished. And if you reach success, you will be granted, freedom. So then he walked. And king was nervous also because he's my friend. And somehow he walked and crossed. So everyone was, wow, what a man. So then king called him to his personal chambers. And now he's talking like a friend. How did you cross that? Were you not fearful? He said, when I was walking on that rope, which was moving also, my only focus was the point where the rope is meeting the other building. I did not think, I did not see down, I did not see up, I did not see left, right. Only focus on the junction. So this building is material world, that building is spiritual world, and we are in between on the rope line. Any small mistake, we can fall down. Any small mistake. And that's what's happening. We have seen it happens. We have seen it happening. So sometimes Prabhupada, that's why I said, become more serious, become more serious, become more serious. We have seen all the cases. We have seen devotees reaching the point. We have seen devotees successfully hanging on to rope. We have seen devotees leaving the rope and just going down. So it's up to us what we want to become. So it's a very difficult phase, but once we reach there, then Krishna will embrace us. No more punishments, no more coming back to this material world, always enjoying the festivities of joy and happiness with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any comments or questions? I was going through a very frustrating phase, as I said, of my life, because I wanted to get into a good college for my MBA, but I was not able to crack. So 1 year, 2 years passed, and a lot of frustration was building. But in my childhood, I read some shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, so I said, now when there is frustration, then you look for something else. So then I was working also that time, so one of my colleagues told me that if you ever want to read Bhagavad Gita, read ISKCON Bhagavad Gita. So I don't know what is ISKCON. Even though ISKCON was there in my hometown, I never knew, so I was in Pune. So I was just going around. One Sunday evening, I was with my friend, and we went to multiplex, malls, that time they were new, 2005. So we just, what to do? Sunday is free. And non-devotees, either you go and party or you just wander. So I was just wandering with my friend, and there was a stall. It was marathon. So devotees were distributing books on the table. So I saw Bhagavad Gita. I asked, is this ISKCON Bhagavad Gita? He said, yes. I said, is it complete? Even though I didn't know what is complete Bhagavad Gita. So people in India ask, Pura hai ki nahi? Is it complete or not? Do you know what is complete? No. So he said, yes, this is complete. It has all 700 verses. So first time I heard Bhagavad Gita 700 verses. So then I bought that book, started reading. And the first reading itself, fourth or fifth page, Srila Prabhupada writes that why are you living life like cats and dogs? And that's exactly what frustrating thing was happening. What kind of life am I living? And Prabhupada says, Why are you living life like cats and dogs? So I understood that this man, he knows my heart. So I have to meet this person. So I read, I went till 4th chapter. After that it was all bouncer. I couldn't understand anything. It was going all up in the air. Very difficult. So then I saw the address. And I realized Prabhupada is so intelligent. He gives the address of all the temples behind the Bhagavad Gita. If there was no address, it was difficult because that time we were not used to much on the internet and all that. So I saw the address and the temple was only 1 kilometer from my office. So I went there. And first thing I asked is Pune, the old Kunja Bihari temple. And I asked, I just went, I saw Krishna deities, came out, no connection. I came out, I asked one devotee who was distributing halwa, I want to meet Prabhupada. And he was like, and then he called one preacher. I said, Prabhuji, please talk to him. So then he said, what? I said, I want to meet Prabhupada. Because I can trust him. He knows my heart, what I want in life. So he said, then he told me about Prabhupada, how Prabhupada manifested pastime. It's over in 1977, but then I realized Prabhupada's still there in his books, in his form, in his instructions, and then gradually I started chanting. I started chanting in 1 week. I got admission in one of the best colleges. So then my faith increased because initially what you want? Material things. So I started chanting in 1 week. I got college admission in one of the best colleges who had already rejected me 3 times. They gave me admission. They called me one fine day. Somehow your name is appearing in the list. So please pay the fees and take admission. But then I took admission, then I realized I should have joined rather than going to college. So somehow I completed college studies and then came to Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari's full time, trying to serve all of you. So Prabhupada's books are so powerful.
In the class, Prabhu, you were mentioning Yukta Vairagya and attachment. And you said only the individual knows. But even the individual sometimes is that policy. So individual, at least I as an individual think, no, this is Yukta Vairagya. It's not that.
Yeah.
Doing it for service.
So we said in the class that only an individual knows whether it is Yukta Vairagya or it is attachment to the material things. And Prabhu is saying that, even sometimes the individual is covered with false ego, with via material illusion, so he also doesn't realize this. So when we read books, we understand. So if I don't know, like a doctor and a patient, what is the difference? Both may get ill, but patient does not know what is the disease and what is the treatment. But doctor knows what is the disease and what is the treatment because he has studied medical. So when we read Prabhupada's books, at least we inside know, am I getting attached? Or this is I am using in service of Krishna with a detached consciousness. That individual will know. And if we don't know, we read. If still we don't know, we pray to Prabhupada and the deities, they'll reveal. But individual must know. Until unless he knows, he will not be able to practice Krishna consciousness. We feel attached.
Srila Prabhupada gave a specific definition for Yukta Vairagya for New Vrindavan.
Oh.
And also a motto.
Yeah.
He said, let me see. One can advance in transcendental life by process of negativating, in Prabhupada's words, the general practice of materialistic life. The exact adjustment is in Vaishnava philosophy, which is called Yukta Vairagya, means that we should simply accept the bare necessities of our material part of life and try to save time for spiritual advancement. This should be the motto of New Vrindavan if you add all development to the perfectional stage.
Yeah. Barest minimum material things. It's very difficult. Only great devotees can survive. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.